Hey everybody, Tammy C. Walker, the owner of Dreams Are a Reality. I created this channel to provide light and love. How are you all doing? I am okay. Okay, I suffered a loss 2 days ago. I'm going to have to do a video about it. So I don't want to talk about it on here. So I'll keep going. I want to talk about delayed is not denied. Your desire will come. And I just want to do this video to encourage others. Some things I've been, praying for and desiring. And they have been in a holding pattern. But I feel some solutions coming. I feel some action coming. I feel some wheels turning. And I want to encourage you. Before I get started with that, please hit subscribe and like. Thank you all so much for all your support. Sometimes when you've been waiting for something, and you all know that's listening to me, sometimes you end up waiting for years. Everything is not a 6-month deal or 2-month deal. Sometimes you've been waiting on some things for years, and you begin to get a little bit weary, and you start doubting. And I was listening to some sermons, and like it was like different ministers, and like the one preacher said, you're like, oh, I've been waiting, it hasn't come years ago and it's not coming now. And it's like people will start saying negative stuff like, oh, I haven't had success in relationships, so I should have known this one wasn't going to work. Or why did I believe in love? I don't deserve this. Or these jobs don't pay well, I never get the salary I deserve. And so some of these words I'm saying, I used to think, I know I told myself a lie, and it was a lie. I said, oh, I never end up with the guy. And I'm like, that's not even true, because quite a few of the relationships I had, even when they broke up, the relationships ended, the guy would come back and I didn't want him. So why would I say I never end up with the guy when in actuality, many of the guys came back and the option and the choice was up to me? I'm not saying it's always like that for women, because I think men think that women always have choices and options. I read this guy said, well, women are not like us. They just get over a guy real quick and move on. And I couldn't disagree, enough. I know some older women that have broken up with men. Maybe the man has passed away or something. They never marry again. They never really date again. So women can get really, really stuck on one person. So you can truly see that men don't understand us or know us. And women, we don't understand men, because some of us think all men are dogs. They just move on to the next woman. They don't care. Men are just as sensitive as us. They may not show it. They may bury themselves in work, gambling, addictions, more women. But they love, when a man loves, he loves hard. And some of us, I'm sorry, my dishwasher run, and I hope you all can't hear it. I'm sure you can. Some of us only get 1 or 2 real loves in our life. So don't think all men are hardcore. They are sensitive too. I know some of you listening, you may have tried to launch your business. It hasn't taken off yet, or you don't have the money to quite start it. You maybe want to go back to school. You might not have the money to start school, or you may not have the money to pay off the old debt. You may be trying to do some things with your kids, and you're not able to. Maybe it's a dad on here watching, and you don't have that custody that you need to be the best dad you could be. I've been seeing that a lot, and that breaks my heart. I just think, we got to give it up for dads. Of course, we give it up for moms, but there are some dads out here that really love their kids, and there are some barriers preventing them from being with their kids, and that's just not fair. As I tell you all on my videos, my dad worked first shift, mom worked second, so he ran our house. So I was very, very, very close to my dad. So I'm always going to take up for the fathers. I love the fathers. Women and men, boys and girls, we need our dad. Men are instrumental in our households. So give it up for the dads that really want to try, that do try, and that are awesome dads. We have some mothers that are not good moms. So we kind of have to stop that with that stereotype stuff. What about you've been given a diagnosis and you feel like it's over? We have to remember, if you are a believer, there's nothing too hard for God. There is no situation God can't undo. There is no situation that he has never seen. Your situation, somebody else has been in and overcame it. There's always a way out. And because it's delayed, doesn't mean it's not going to happen. People are reinventing themselves after 40. People are getting married at 50, 60. And I'm seeing 70, 71-year olds that's looking freaking amazing. So I want you to just believe that you will receive. You'll see some people write articles and put on videos. I'm 40. Is it too late for me? I want to start a career change at 35. Is that too old? And it's just interesting that people are thinking they're too old at such young ages. I remember going to the doctor for my yearly physical, and my nurse was, a slight bit older. I would say um, trending towards 60. And she told me, she said, I became a nurse later in life. And I told her the same thing. I became a social worker later. So you can do these things. When I went back for my MSW, there were some students in their 50s. I was in my 40s. They were in their 50s. And me and those students were some of the top students. So I don't want you to get hung up on age. Delayed is not denied. My older god auntie, she's 95. And she said, Tammy, later in life is when I began to have more fun. She ended up divorcing her husband. He ended up passing away, but she got into selling insurance. She got into selling Avon. She would travel to California. She did modeling. She retired from the state of Illinois. And she just said, her life began to shape up in the 50s and 60s. It became better and better. So, you don't know what's coming around that corner. But delayed is not denied. And what you think you will get, and when you think you don't deserve it, it won't come to you. If you think you can or if you think you can't, both are correct. Remember that when you're in that delayed mode, keep your eyes on the prize and visualize what you want. As you take your shower, I am wealthy. I am in a loving relationship. My woman loves me. My man loves me. We communicate well. And I am love. I am peace. And wherever you want to travel to, visualize that. Whatever type of business you want to own, visualize that. If you want kids, visualize yourself holding that baby. If you want to buy yourself some property, visualize the property. Visualize yourself at the closing and keep doing it over and over. I know it's not perfect, you all. Due to the loss that I had recently, I was totally thrown off Sunday evening, Monday, and some of today. Today is Tuesday, but I was able to meditate, and I needed that bad. I was able to journal, and I was, I always do my facial regimen, put my essential oils in the diffuser, and take my vitamins. So, but I had to pray. I really had to pray today, desperately. And I know if I meditate, if I journal, I visualize too. If I read the Power of Positive Thinking and pray, if I do all those things every day for like good 4 days, 5 days, I know I'm going to feel unstoppable. So routines really do help you, especially if you feel like you're in a holding pattern. But you also have to embody the feeling that you already have what you want. And that's what really makes it come to pass. I got this feeling like I know I already have like a couple of things. I'm like, yeah, I got it. Here I am today. There's no doubt in my mind. And that's how I'm 100% sure that what I'm desiring and what I feel is coming, it's going to come. I'm very sure when I get that feeling, it comes. It doesn't even matter what it is, you all. Seriously, it doesn't even matter. It could be a business opportunity. It could be new clients. It could be a new job. It could be a love interest or something. I get it. And it's just a sure feeling. So try to embody that feeling and look out for results. Look out for signs. That's really what I want to say. That is coming. But don't get discouraged, you all. Hold on. What does that song say? Hold on, my brother. Don't give up. Hold on, my sister. Just look up. Because it's a master plan in store for you. If you just make it through, God's going to really blow your mind. And I don't know if I remember all the words. He's going to make it worth your time. So we used to sing that at church. So the best is yet to come. Again, delayed is not denied. A lot of times, if God gave us what we wanted at that particular time, it would have killed us. I remember I wanted to be a singer. I would go in the studio and I would network. But maybe if I became that famous singer, it would have killed me. I wasn't as humble as I am now. I was always an easygoing girl, but my head wasn't screwed on all the way right at 29, 30. So I probably didn't need to be that singer. I might have got turned loose. I'm being serious. Sometimes we want these things, but it's not meant to be. I'm anxious to see my LCSW, and I'm like, come on. But I'm in a pattern. God probably like, you're not quite ready. You need a few more weeks or a couple more months before you start that business. He already knows what we need, and we get anxious. And sometimes when we get anxious, we start messing it up. But embody what you want. If it's marriage, I don't want you all thinking this is off the table. I was 22 years old when I told my ex-husband, we've been dating 5 years. Are you gonna marry me, or are we gonna break up? And within a few months, I would say it was weeks, but I'm gonna say 2 months or so, maybe more. I can't remember. It's over. Whew. It's over. What, 30 years ago? Maybe now. Woo, woo, that's crazy. Woo. But yeah, I had a ring. So I want you all to visualize, ladies. You want to get married? I need you to start looking at them wedding dresses. What type of wedding dress do you like? And what type of engagement ring do you like? Where do you want to get married at? But don't only focus on the wedding. Focus on being a good wife. And I'm not saying go back to the olden days and cooking and all that. But I do believe in pampering your man. I do believe in taking care of your man. But of course you're gonna have a man that does the same for you. I think you have to complement each other. I love making food for my guy. I love, making him smile. And he does the same for me. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you see how I'm speaking. He does. So, speaking in present tense and watch it manifest. Now, it may take a while and it may not, but you must believe to receive. Some of us don't have that business we want. Some of us don't have that partner we want. Some of us don't have the promotion we want because we don't believe we deserve it. And if you don't believe it, how is it going to come to you? That belief is receiving. When I was diagnosed with cancer and they said, "Oh, Tammy, it's very aggressive," I said, "Oh, no, 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 no." I listened to my doctors. I had a team of doctors, a surgeon, a plastic surgeon, an oncologist, a radiologist, and the fertility doctor. 5 doctors now, as well as my primary. So I had like a team of 6 doctors. And I listened verbatim to what they told me. But in junction, what's your function? I began to pray. I began to journal. And I began to visualize myself healed. And I pretended like I was running a race and I won. And I broke that tape. And I said, at the end of this journey, you're going to sit on that table and you're going to get an exam. And they're going to say, well, Tammy, you got it. You cancer free. And it happened just like that in 2008. And again, it happened in 2013. So if God did it for me, he can do it for you. But you gotta have that faith. Even when it's hard, even when you don't see no remnants of it. Things change, people change, seasons change. Sometimes we're in a bad decline and sometimes we're up. It's ebbs and flows. Anybody been married for 20, 30 years, 10 years, or together for 5, 6 years, they're going to tell you sometimes we up and sometimes we're down. I almost left. He cheated. I cheated. We cheated. He slept on the couch. We didn't speak. This is relationship stuff. It's not a fairy tale. It's real life. But you stick together. And sometimes you grow apart. And sometimes you have to give each other space and you come back together. But do you believe you will receive? And these people say, I don't want no ex. I don't want no ex. But there are some that do want their ex because they did match and they hit a patch. I'm not trying to rhyme, but I'm right on time. But seriously though, this stuff really works. And I know it because I did it. I was down and out in 99, 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. By 2006, I became desperate. I was like, I'm tired of being like this. So I asked my friend, I don't have the book by me. That's on my table, but I'm not going to get up. And I said, girl, how can I help my mood? Because my mood would be up and down, a lot down if something happened. My mood was contingent upon my circumstances. And she said, talk to my mom. Her mom had been choked by her dad and saw the white light. And so her mom, began to read. Once she was okay, she began to read The Power of Positive Thinking. I don't know if it was years later. The book changed her life. So I grabbed that concept. She told me to read that book. And next thing you know, within 3 or 4 months, I was thinking so different. I wasn't worried about my car breaking down. I wasn't worried about a relationship. I wasn't worried about money. Within 2 weeks, I went from making 14, like 50 an hour to 28. I was doing SAP purchasing. And when they hired me as a contractor, he never told me the salary. He just said it's gonna be worth your time. I left one temp job, went there, started there, and I thought it was gonna be 24 per hour, and they offered me 28. This is like 05, 2005, 2006. And that began to change my life. Then next year I was diagnosed with cancer, but I beat it, and it wasn't easy. It was not. It was a rough 10 months, and then that's when I met the love of my life. I met him in '06, but we were not dating. He had somebody. I was getting over somebody, but we ended up, being together. So please listen to what I'm saying. I'm not talking about what I read. I'm talking about how I had to change my life, and I'm just being transparent, you all. Sometimes I'll fall off, and I know what it takes to get me back to that spot, but it's been rough. Like after COVID and stuff, it was hard for me to get my mind back right. And I'm still not where I was in '07, where I was just in this flow. But I'm feeling it now. I'm feeling like, you know what, it's coming. I just feel real. I don't want to say good because I'm grieving, but I'm trying to separate it because although I'm grieving and I understand death as much as I can, I still have this other like positive energy going that I've been working on, before my god brother passed away. But yeah, give me some comments. What you thinking about what I'm saying? Give it a try. So I'm telling you, I meditate, I visualize, I journal, I read the Power of Positive Thinking, and I pray, and I read my Bible. I read some scriptures. Maybe you don't have time to do all that. It's a lot. But I just put the earbuds in my ear, meditate for 5 minutes or 10. I did 10 today. I have a journal. I have just really moved everything around. Oh, I got my journal. Bought this from Nordstrom Rack. So I've been writing in my journal. Again, I said I suffered a loss, so I didn't get to write for a couple of days because I was very upset. And when I'm grieving, I just kind of shut down a little bit. A little bit. I just had to process some stuff. I'm still processing. But yeah, I love writing in my journal. And I wrote some stuff like about 3 weeks ago, and it's starting to come to pass. So I want you to journal. Try journaling. I'm just giving you tips on some things you could do. Again, I put my earbuds in. I go to YouTube. They have 5 minute, 10 minute meditation. They got 20. You can do for hours. I do some affirmations. I pray. Today I prayed out loud. Something about praying out loud, it just has great power. Putting the pen to the paper has great power. Meditating will keep you more calm and not anxious. I'm an anxious person too, so don't feel bad because we together. And reading the Power of Positive Thinking, those stories in there and the power of the words helps me. And reading the scriptures adds power to my prayers. And I pray for others too. So yeah, and I also feel like this is another key. Everybody you meet, you show them love. I'm at Chick-fil-A today. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Where else was I at? Boop, 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 boop. In my lift, I became the therapist that I am. This young kid, 25 years old. I loved it though. He was asking me questions about 25-year-old women, how he should behave with them and dating. I don't know how the guy knew I was a therapist. I never told him. We never discussed it. But he basically did a therapy session. I was his therapist. But I was giving him tips. He's 25. I'm in my 50s. So I'm like, let me help this young man. He was cute too, driving a Tesla. That was my first time being in a Tesla. I'm not going to lie. Definitely was a nice ride. He had me a little concerned a couple of times, like he wasn't paying attention. I'm like, this kid, do he know how to operate this car? And he kind of almost went the wrong way downtown because downtown Chicago will cut off, and you'll think it's a two-way street, and it turns into one. I said, I don't think you can turn there. I'm like, okay, get me to my destination. You scare me. But yeah, then the second ride, this was a Latino brother. He was just adorable. Second ride going home, I had a brother. and he was just telling me he lived through the streets. He's been through that rough stage, and now he's close to 50. He was saying how he tried to school some of these young cats out here, but I had a good time talking with those guys, and they were like, "Thank you, I really enjoyed talking to you." But I love doing Lyft. It's almost like a mini therapy session. I didn't do Lyft, I rode in Lyfts, but when I used to drive Uber in 2017, I loved meeting my riders. That was the best time, and we had long talks. I had some crying sessions. Like, now I wasn't crying, but they were. It was just like, it was interesting. It's like therapy on wheels. All righty, what you all think about Your Desire is on the Way? I think you all gonna like this video. Drop me comments. Thank you all for all the love and support, and send some prayers to my God family. We lost our brother suddenly, and it's knocked our socks off. He's a musician, was in the Chicago area. Morris, Morriseeuman. If you go on Facebook, he's all over there. Sweet, beautiful soul. Kind, compassionate, positive brother. And the comments, they had me smiling last night. And these are men commenting on his personality as well as women. And nothing surprised me because I've been knowing him all my life. And yeah, I said, you represented well, brother. You made me happy. But I just said, what happened? Well, I just was confused, like why he had to go. And I know God don't make mistakes, but we hurt. We hurt. But we believe, we believe. Alrighty, you all. Again, God bless you all. Take care, and please apply some of these techniques. I think you're gonna get some results. Bye bye.